Hey guys, Adam here from youtube.com/TechTechManTV. For part 2 of this episode of Starting on YouTube, I'm going to be going over some Mac editing softwares that I hope you like. These are some pretty beginner applications. One of them is iMovie 09. This comes preloaded on all Mac computers that have been made since late 2008. If you got your Mac before that, you'll most likely have an older version of the software, but they're all pretty similar besides the 2006 version of iMovie HD. But this is the most recent version, iMovie 09. And this is it. It looks pretty complicated when you first use it if you've never used it before, but it is pretty simple. It's definitely a beginner application for editing. And so let me just go over the basic interface real quick. On the left side here, you have your event library. This is basically where you imported all your different clips. You can choose the different events where you imported the clips. Basically, if you, for example, import a clip today, it'll make a new event 7/26/10. And then inside this screen right here, this is all the clips from your event library. So, for example, this one I was just doing a test of my new camcorder, and there we go. So next over here, this is basically just where your different clips play when you're editing. You can just see it right there. That's pretty simple. Along down here, there's a project library where you have all your different projects of where you're editing, you're putting together. They're going to be stored here, and you can click into one, click edit, and now you're editing it. So I made this basic project right here. It's a pretty basic project. The first part is a clip that I took with my new camcorder. The second part is just a picture. The next part is another clip, and then the same picture, and then another clip, and then a picture, a transition, a title clip, and then a map right here. So that's basically a project showing all the different elements of this editing software that I'm going to be going over. So the first part that you're going to need to know about this editing software is if you actually highlight over a clip, you can click this little settings thing right there, and there's a bunch of different options here. There's some pretty important ones. Precision editor and clip trimmer are not that important. They're just gonna break down the editing so you can edit the clip a little bit easier. There's also clip adjustment. This is pretty important. You're going to be able to change the duration of the clip. You can change the video effect, which not a lot of people know about. There's none, flipped, raster, there's just a bunch of stuff, day into night. So if you're going to be making short films or skits, you're definitely going to need to know about this effect part of iMovie 09. Next, there is speed. You can make your clip faster or slower, basically. Next, under Inspector, there's video. You can change your exposure, your brightness, your contrast, your saturation, etc. Next, there is audio. You can change your volume, you can change the ducking, and just a bunch of other options for the volume. So next, the next part that's really important is this screen over here. There is a bunch of different options here. As you can tell, there's this music option, there's a photo, there's a title, there's a transition, and there is a maps and backgrounds. The first thing is this music screen. There's a bunch of music that actually comes preloaded on your Mac that you might not even know about. There is iMovie sound effects and iLife sound effects. Over here, you can also add iTunes sound effects, but if you're actually going to be making YouTube videos, you're not allowed to use copyrighted music that you purchased on iTunes. But there is some pretty nice music that comes built in. There's some iMovie sound effects and iLife sound effects. I personally like the iLife sound effects a little bit better. There's some really great sound effects. There's also some really great background music. So as you can tell here, these little green clips are music. So basically you just drag one in, and there we go. Now you have music in the video. So let's play it from the beginning and check out the video so far. So there we go. You heard the music, obviously. And so that's basically the music. Here's a different sample of the music. So there is some pretty decent music. It's definitely great for background music. And so, yeah. Next, there is this photo tab right here. You can add photos, very simple. You can't go to File, Import, and get photos, unfortunately. You're just going to have to click this little photo tab and drag in a photo. Very simple, and, that's basically it. Next is titles. There's a bunch of different titles here. There's a Star Wars like title. There's just a bunch of other basic titles as well. So let's click into one right here, horizontal blur. And as you can tell here, when you do that, there's going to be a bunch of backgrounds that pop up. So there's underwater, there's this like fire type thing, there's curtain, there's gradient, etc. Let's just click into pinstripes and add some text. Hi, this is a test. There we go, done. And now your title sequence is actually in the video. And as you can tell here, there's a little horizontal blur when the text exits. Next, there is transitions. This is obviously very simple. There's a bunch of different transitions. You can put them in between different clips or photos, and there'll be a little nice transition when you're switching. There we go. So next, there is maps and backgrounds. I don't use this very much at all. I've actually never really used it in a project I made for YouTube. But anyways, this is an example, Old World Globe. This is just an Old World Globe, North America, San Francisco. You can click it, and you can edit it, clip adjustments, video effects, etc. You can even change the start location, so I can make it Salt Lake City, Utah. I can change the end location, and make it Austria. So there we go. Let's play that now. Salt Lake City all the way to Austria. So if you're making like a video for YouTube where you're basically showing your trip, you can show, oh, I went from Los Angeles to Colorado. And you can have that little cool effect right there. So that's basically it for the beginner element of editing with iMovie 09. When you're completely done making your little movie, you can go up and click share. And then, as you can see here, there's a bunch of different options. You can export to iTunes, iDVD, the media browser, YouTube, MobileMe, and then there's a few other ones here. Export movie, export using QuickTime, and export Final Cut XML. So if you have Final Cut and you want to actually be able to edit it in Final Cut as well, you can click that. If you want to have really good quality videos, you can click export using QuickTime. And we'll have a link in the description to a tutorial where you can adjust these settings to make the quality of exporting using QuickTime come out really, really good. Also, in Export Movie, this isn't as customizable, but it's very simple. You can just click HD, large, medium, mobile, or tiny for the size to export your video to. HD is recommended if you did record your video in an HD camcorder. Also, if you want to upload directly to YouTube, you just click Share YouTube. Then you type in your password. You can change your category, the title, the description, the tags, the size to publish in for your video. So yeah, guys, that's basically it for my part of this starting on YouTube episode. Once again, my YouTube channel is youtube.com/TechTechManTV if you want to check it out. I make technology videos very similar to Duncan's.